Okay, lesson 87, multiplying algebraic expressions. Now before we start this, remember when you're adding algebraic expressions with variables, and then we can only add those if they're like terms. Adding or subtracting, like terms means that each term has exactly the same variables. But when we're multiplying or dividing, we can multiply and divide like terms and unlike terms. And we're going to look at how we do that. When you multiply terms, you multiply constants together, and then you're going to multiply like variables together across the term. So, for instance here, if we were multiplying 2x times x, 2 times 1, remember there's an assumed 1 in front of the variable if there is no coefficient. 2 times 1 is 2, times x times x. Remember when we multiply bases that are the same, we add their exponents. So an x times x gives me 2 x's, so that's 2x squared. Remember the assumed 1 that's with my variable, and we add those exponents together. So here's one. These are like terms. These terms are not alike, but I can use the same process to multiply them. 3 times 2, that's my constant. 3 times 2 is 6. Then I'm going to multiply x times y. So we simplify that by writing that as 6xy. Now we might have some more complex expressions that we can also put together. Remember your positive and negative rules. If we're multiplying negative times a positive, my answer is negative. Then that negative answer times another positive still yields a negative answer. If you remember from a previous lesson, when we're multiplying, if we have an even number of negative signs, our answer is positive. If we have an odd number of negative signs, our answer will be negative. So here I have one negative term in this expression, so I know my answer is going to be negative. I'm going to multiply 4 times 3, which is 12, and then 3 times that assumed 1 there, which leaves me with 12. Now I'm going to multiply these variables that are the same, x times x and y times y. And when I simplify this, I have negative 12x squared, because x times x, and y squared, y times y. Now I want you to take a minute and work this one and see if you can come up with the right answer. All right, let's look at this one. I've got a negative, a positive, and a negative. So my negative signs are even, so that means I'm going to have a positive answer. 4 times this assumed 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. I've got an a squared times an a times another a. And then I'm going to multiply my b times a b times a b squared. So when I simplify that, I end up with 8, 2, 3, 4, a to the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, b to the 4th. And now you've multiplied algebraic expressions. You have a set of practice problems to work that will involve these. If you have questions or get stuck on anything, email me or message me on the class wall. Thank you.